Try it again. You ready? Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. Pleased that you're here for this class today. I'm Greg Bostic, Director of the Tennessee Small Business Development Center in Knoxville. The Tennessee Small Business Development Center is funded by the Small Business Administration Family and is hosted by Tennessee College Local and serves 7 counties. We are very grateful for our partnership and relationship with the Partnership Chamber of Commerce and a great facility that allow us to use those classes like this. That part of the services that we offer to our clients, again, they're at no cost. You've already paid for them with your tax dollars. As far as the price of admission for today's class, you'll receive a survey after the class. If you will complete that and let us know what you like, classes you'd like to see in the future, etc., that'll help us in planning future curriculum for later this year and in the future. One of the cool things, I looked at the roster this morning. In this room are so many local businesses. We want y'all to support each other, right? And you want each other to support each other. So keep that in mind. And the cool thing about our presenter this morning, Rachel actually came to us as a client and met with Teresa. Sylvia, Teresa. Okay. Teresa's one of the 4 that we have on our team here. She's here today. But Rachel asked for an opportunity to teach a class, and I'm a little devious. I want to see how serious somebody is about teaching a class. And so the first opportunity we gave her was to go to Newport and teach at Cobb County Chamber. If you're willing to do that, you're serious. You can't get there from here. And so the content was great. She did a class for us over this year. She was with the Chamber of Commerce up in Superior, and very pleased that she's here today. Rachel, I'm going to turn it over to you now, and look forward to your content that you're getting ready to unpack.
Cool. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So is everybody here ready to rank high on Google? Right? Oh. Is it me? So sorry.
Is it plugged in?
It is.
Is it on? Nope. On. There we go.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So just a quick overview about me. I have been in the industry for 10 plus years, have 2 degrees in the subject, spent 2 years in London, England, where I was a vice president of a consulting agency there. And now I have my own agency. So this is what I love doing. And my passion is bringing education, just being more accessible with education. So I hope you all enjoy this. Pause. Take a picture. Take a picture right now. Get out your phone. These are terms that are going to come up in this presentation and or in your Google life. Okay, keep the phones out. Keep the phones out. There's another page. Actually, this entire presentation, just keep the phones out.
Actually, you'll get a copy of the presentation after
Yes.
the survey.
There we go. Yep. Okay, are we good? There's one more slide. This one too. Okay. Because one of the things I learned, especially when I was learning SEO, was that I had no idea what anybody was talking about. I was like, a crawler, a spider, what are we talking about here? Like I was genuinely in college and I was like, I cannot understand what this is. And then the way I learned how to do SEO is through actually blogging and through actually like putting to practice what I learned. So one of the things that I want to tell you is like, do not be afraid if your SEO doesn't work right away, because it's a waiting game. Don't be afraid if you're like, I don't know if I'm like, this is the best keyword. Try it out, test it, see what you get. Like that's the fun of, playing with SEO, is you get to see what works, what doesn't work. So I love to say this, Because I think it's so true, right? Like the best place to play hide and seek is on the second page of Google. Because who's actually flipping to the second page? Now, possibly me, if we're, deep diving into the, Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing, I might hit that second button. But, we'll see. Anybody else on that road? Deep diving? No? Okay, well, we'll go on. So what exactly is SEO? And I've kind of got an industry terminology definition here, but it's the process of improving your website visibility in search engines. What does that actually mean, though? It's basically a free way, yes, free way that you can get on Google. And why is this important? It's important because it's going to drive traffic to your website. It's going to build better brand awareness, which means when people search for marketing consulting in Knoxville, hopefully I pop up, because I only use SEO. I will be super transparent here. I only use SEO for my website strategy, which, some people may say is not the way to go, but I think a good foundation is the best way to start. So I took a picture of what I searched or what pulled up when I searched blunt partnership. And I want you to kind of like visualize this page as we go throughout this presentation, because this is going to be really key and really help you understand when you plug certain things into your website, how it's actually going to show up on Google. Because a lot of times it will just be like, the name of your company and then like a poorly generic like description. Because one of the things that Google will do is this is called a meta description. If you don't have a meta description, it's just going to fill one in for you. So it could be something that you want promoting your business, or it could be something you're like, oh, I didn't even know I had that, So always be checking, Google yourself. That's going to be one of your, yes, I am famous for giving out homework. So everyone will have 4 homework items to do after this class. And that's going to be one of them, is to Google yourself. So we're going to go a little bit into the real crux of like what a search engine is, because again, for the longest time I was like, oh, it's just Google. And then I realized, oh, but there's Bing, there's Yahoo. So any of these search engines are what we can use to optimize our website. Like we can take what they want and optimize it in our website. So the next few slides are going to be a little bit technical, but please feel free to raise your hand at any time, stop me, ask questions, anything along those lines. But I really want you to understand what a search engine is, what its role is, and how your customers are using search engines, so that you can then go on your website and be like, okay, I need to add all these specific keywords. I need to add maybe some links here and there, whatnot. But we have to first understand what a search engine is. I got this amazing, this is like the greatest thing in my opinion for SEO. Fun fact, wavemakers.com. I was actually mentored by the founder of Wavemakers in the UK. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Anyway, so would it be easier if I do this one or that one? Or does it matter? No, we don't care? Okay. So basically you have your search engine and your website here. And this is a visual representation of what we're going to talk about a little bit. But basically, your website is crawled, which is one of those terms, crawled by spiders, bots, whatever you want to call them. And literally think of it as if a spider is actually like crawling through your website. It's looking at all of your, it's literally going through every single web page of yours It's going through every single line of content, every video, every picture, anything you have on your website, blogs, whatever. It's going to actually throw that into an index, which I'm a millennial and I didn't realize what an index was. And then I just found out it's a fancy word for database. So it just throws it into like a database, right? Indexes are like, kind of like, yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So it's throwing this into a large database. So imagine, like, actually imagine everything that you put on the internet or anything you put on your website, Google knows about it and has indexed it and has decided its relevancy in certain search queries. So it's like when you think about that, like, I mean, that's crazy. That's so important. Because again, what if your keyword is, I don't know, we'll say like photography in Knoxville, because that's another example coming up. But then your entire like page is, oh, well, I'm actually in Austin, Texas, and I've never been to Knoxville, Tennessee in my entire life, but like I just thought it'd be a good keyword. Okay, so now you're not like, you're telling the spiders one thing, and so now you're going to have a harder time ranking. So does this kind of make sense, like where we're heading and where we're going? Okay, because we can say no. Yeah, and so like I said, they index it and then they take it back to those search engines. Again, why do we need to know all this? Why do we care? Why do we need to know how a search engine works? Because this is going to help you make SEO conscious decisions. This is going to guide you on what you need to do for your own website to make it SEO optimized, which is hilarious because the O in SEO is optimization, but I say it twice, SEO optimized. But again, think of this as like your groundwork. This is the rubric, if you will. They're literally giving you a rubric on how to set up your website. And so, because we know how search engines work, because we know how we need to do our keyword research, we can start to bring in the keywords that are really going to help us rank high on Google. And breaking news, adding keywords to your website for free, because guess who can write in your own copy and your own website and all that, you type it yourself, absolutely free, is going to get you better rankings on Google. So it's literally like, why would you not do this? Why would you not take advantage of this? Because this is completely free. Everything about this. Oh. Okay, again, I would possibly take a picture of this if you're interested. I've listed a few tools here that are really, really amazing. But remember when you are using Google as your search engine, they have tons of free resources. When you go to your Google account, like where your little picture is at the very top, when you're in Google, and it has all of those drop downs of all the different tools Google has available for you. That's all free most of the time. But Google Keyword Planner, one of my favorites. Google Trends, amazing. SEMrush is probably my favorite, but it is ungodly expensive, in my opinion. But we're going to come up with your own keyword. That's the first step. You know your business the best. You know how to get in the mind of your consumer and realize this is what they're searching for. Maybe my grandmother's, she's always like, Dairy Queen near me, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37923. So you're like, okay, how do I keyword plan for that, But you can. That's the beauty of this, is that you get to decide your own keywords. And then you utilize those tools to help you, see where you're at. figure out, okay, am I on the right track? Am I not? Also, ChatGPT is another great resource when looking for keywords for your website, because it will actually crawl your website and give you suggestions. And so, yes, ChatGPT. Yeah, it's the AI. Yeah. And that's also free, but you can get a premium subscription. But again, teach the bot, like the chat, what you want it to do. Be like, please become an expert in SEO. Like you're a great marketing expert. Blah blah blah. Look over this website. Tell me what keywords need to be listed on each page. Give me blog ideas. The brainstorming that ChatGPT can bring is just amazing. So now that we've got our research done, we've got some tools, we're like, okay, you know what? Let's analyze the data. And again, this is like this target keywords that are popular but not competitive. That's like key. Target keywords that are popular but not too competitive, because you've got excuse me, you've got basically four oh my goodness, what are these called? Options? No, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? Like four tags. No, that's not it. You like it's like it's like categories, if you will. So it's like your search volume is how often users are like searching for a particular word. So you want to look at this. But at the same time, you don't want it to be to where the competition can just outright, like buy the ad space. Because again, remember, Google offers paid advertisement on their website. So you don't want it to be too high to where competition can just steal the keyword out from under you. But you want it to be unique. You want it to really represent your brand and who you are, so that again, it's all relevant to search engines. Because if I say photographer in Knoxville and someone pops up from Austin, Texas, Google knows that the reader is going to be like kind of pissed off about that. They're going to be like, I said Knoxville. I didn't say Austin, Texas, So now Google has to like compete with that, and is like, now you've made our customer mad by not having the relevant information. They're going to slash you down to the third page, So again, having all of this in the back of your mind when you are really developing your keywords is going to be really important. And again, you want to have the long keywords and you want to have the short keywords. So again, local photographer versus photographer in Knoxville, Tennessee, who does branding photo shoots. And again, we'll go through this. Actually, it's the next slide. And then again, here comes the free part. You get to, of your own volition, use the keywords in your websites. Maybe that's you take a keyword and you write a blog about it. Maybe it's you add it to the heading of your website. There's so many things that you can do to really optimize your on-page SEO, and that's we'll discuss this again. So I wanted to give you a visual representation of how keywords work. So let's just say I'm a local Knoxville photographer, and these are what I would call my content pillars. These are the main three things that I want people to come to me for. So this would be my niche, if you will. So under wedding photography, maybe we add the keyword wedding photography Knoxville, or engagement photographer Smoky Mountains, or bridal shower photography. So again, all keeping it in the wheelhouse of wedding photography. And then again, portraits. Maybe it's headshots, pets. Maybe it's a branding photo shoot. And then real estate. You've got luxury condo rentals in Nashville. Like, maybe you go take pictures of that. Maybe it's like professional pictures before you sell, or event venue. Maybe you just want to go take pictures at events. So this is kind of like help visualize keywords. This is not necessarily a hierarchy in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted you to see like this is like a chunk of, like, this is a service that they're providing, and these are going to help gather anybody that's searching and direct them to the website. Does that make sense? Any questions, comments, concerns so far? Yes.
So I talked to one of those companies that are trying to sell their services to SEO or
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
And they're like, every picture has to be named your keyword.
Yeah.
So I was just
They're not wrong.
naming all of them
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah. So, and we'll touch on that a little bit as well. But yeah, alt text, it's called alternative text. It's also in the terms list. But yes, every single picture on your website needs to have alternative text. And keep in mind, alt text is specifically for accessibility to your website. So say someone's hard of hearing and they can't, see the pictures. They've got it typed out on what the picture represents. So for example, if I was doing alternative text on this picture, and I wanted to use my key term, let's say my keyword is portraits, I would say something along the lines of like portraits by Rachel, and then I do like a little hash thing, and then I describe the picture. So I say, white lady, blonde hair, wearing a maroon checkered shirt, on her laptop, smiling at the camera. Again, that's to keep in mind if anybody, is blind, they can easily come to see this. Yes.
That's the actual name of the file.
Yeah, so that one doesn't really matter in my opinion. I changed that specifically because if you allow people to download pictures from your website, they might still have that name there. And the only reason why I mentioned that is because I've had some clients that in extension have other clients that I work for. And I'll just like, I don't interact with them, so I don't know them. So I go to their Facebook page, their website, wherever, and download pictures. Some of the names, y'all, I'm like, you're looking at professional people, and it's like, big guy rocks the world 27 as their picture title. And I'm like, oh, we can see this. Like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I would always change your picture title just because. But we're more focusing on the alternative text here because again, Google is reading that. Google is looking at the alternative text and saying, is this accessible? Is this got the keyword? Is this relevant to the search? Again, all of these things. And yeah, this one, I hate putting alt text in pictures and videos because it does take some time. But you can copy and paste to get the SEO aspect. But again, I highly encourage you to really put that accessibility aspect of it because that really is important and Google will see that. I feel like Google is God right now. Like, okay, so really briefly, the 3 pillars of SEO. We're not going to go into all of this, but there's on page, off page, and technical. So we're going to focus on the on page. Okay, wait, I see someone taking a picture. Yes, everybody. Should I like Dana White? No? Okay. So the great thing about understanding this is, again, you're understanding what exactly are the bots, the crawlers, what is Google actually looking for? And yeah, I've got like, this is the on page that we've talked about, but off page really quickly is like backlinks. It's like if you get mentioned in the news, it's your social media, all of that, everything you post on your social media goes back to your SEO when Google connects the two. So everything you're doing online, Google sees. So maybe you're on a podcast, maybe you're, I don't know, you're guest blogging somewhere, you've been a speaker somewhere. All of that goes back to your SEO because it's building your credibility. Google's looking at it and is like, okay, this person's real. They know what they're talking about. It's not a spam website, because we all hate that. And then we've got the technical. We will not talk about technical because this is not my area of excellence, I guess. So we'll talk about on page. But if you are interested in technical SEO, I would definitely look into SEMrush because they do have a lot of really good reports that they can do specifically for your technical side of SEO. Rush. Depends on the package you want. They have different tiers. I just know for me, it's not, but again, I've been educated in this, so it's very different. If I had no idea what SEO was, it would be a great resource and tool. I want to say it was like something crazy, like $100 a month, which is crazy, $100 a month, like, but for me, that's a lot. Like, I'm not ready for that. So I think that it really is a good tool to look into and just see, like, if it fits the budget, sign up for like a month and then sure they got trials. Yes.
So when I was talking to this business, they were almost pricing it on how many pages on the website.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they do trials. I want to say, I don't know off the top of my head. Definitely check out their website. I mean, I have friends that use it and they love it, but again, for me, I'm not in the trenches doing SEO every single day, so it's not necessarily something I need to buy. But again, there's tons of free resources and tools that you can use before you get into SEMrush, basically. Picture. This is the meat and potatoes for the on-page SEO. So this is basically a step-by-step guide, literally step-by-step guide on how to optimize your website using the keyword that you've selected. So again, what's the first thing we do? We start with our keyword. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place it in a heading 1. Yes, it has to be a heading 1. Not body, not paragraph, heading 1. You also want it in heading 2 somewhere on the page. Why are we using the structure of heading 1, heading 2, body? It's because Google requires that every website, not requires, but it's important. I say it's a requirement. It's a requirement to, again, structure how your website is created. So this helps crawlers crawl your page. This helps user friendliness or user optimization. So like user friendly. It's what's helping people, again, find your page. So headings, bodies, all of that, important. You want the keyword to be in the page, in the body, somewhere 2 to 3 times out of 100. So for every 100 words, your keyword needs to be one of those 100 every 2 to 3 times. But you don't want it to sound forced because unfortunately Google can now detect that as well. So all of it needs to flow very naturally. Yes.
You might explain to the folks who are using a WYSIWYG editor like Squarespace that doesn't show you the HTML tags, how to know what the heading 1 is and what the body is.
So Squarespace does.
Oh, does that show you?
Yeah. So you just click on it you click on the text box, and then it'll pop up a little bar at the very top. If you use Squarespace, it might be different. And then there's a drop down menu and it says heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and it's all in your fonts, colors, everything. If you set up your branding. So yes, it does. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
I spoke to someone a few weeks ago talking about SEO blog posts to also mention, and so the body of the two but also businesses that you want to work with or want to be with. Some people Google that business. Their credibility with that.
I personally would not recommend that. Because why would I give credit to my competition?
Not necessarily competition. Like, for instance, I work with weddings, for weddings.
Oh, okay.
So if there's a wedding venue I really want to work out with.
Got it.
I want to mention that. Some people Google that venue.
Yeah, that is one strategy, but I think another one is to actually build a relationship with the venue itself and cross promote each other. Because I feel like it would just kind of back up a little bit what you're saying a little bit stronger. So maybe if you could say within the body, be like super excited to be working with whatever venue or whatever, and then talk about it. Yeah. But again, remember that you're talking to Google as well as your audience. That's what makes this kind of difficult is you have two people you have to write for. Well, one person and a God on the other. Any other questions? Okay, cool. And then we have the alt text. We've already mentioned this, but yes, every single page needs alt text, every single video, everything. 2 to 3 external links from credible sources. I like to use sources that either I'm mentioned in or like again for me it's like okay, if I'm in a press release, I'm going to add that to my website because that's going to build my credibility. Again, it's building your credibility, it's building your authority. Like, why are you the only person that should show up at the very top of Google? That's the question you have to ask every single time you optimize your website. Oh, I skipped internal links. So internal links, again, you want to show Google that there's more to my page than just a home page. Like dig around, see what I do, like learn about me, you know? And so I like to use internal links as actual digital buttons that are like, learn more about me. And that links to my about page. Or book a call, and that links to my contact page. So again, when the spiders are crawling my page, let me make sure, yeah. When the spiders are crawling my page, I know that they're jumping to other pages that I have on my website. So you can do this with blogs. You can do this with literally anything. I just personally recommend that you have 1 to 2 internal links on each page and 2 to 3 external, which again needs to be building your credibility, needs to be boosting why you are the authority. URL slug, and don't worry, I actually like take you through, like I show you my website. So like I know this is a little bit much right now, but I do take you through like what it looks like. URL or slug, again, that's like bluntpartnership.com / whatever that slash is your slug, your URL slug. And then your meta description. So again, on that first page, that's what pops up on Google when it's, actually, let me just, yeah, okay. So this is an example of my website. And this specific keyword that I'm using is marketing consulting. So what you can see is that I'm using marketing consulting literally everywhere. I've got it as my heading 1. I have it in my body. This is my URL slug is marketing consulting. This picture, alt text is marketing consulting / girl in a green shirt on the phone. So this is what it actually looks like. And then of course I've got, this is just the heading, but I've got a bunch of words underneath it that also say like marketing consulting. So I'm flooding this page with that keyword, but I'm not doing it to where Google detects that I'm, doing it. You got to be sneaky. Now, this is what it looks like on the back end. So I use Wix, but I'm actually switching to Squarespace here soon. But this is what it actually looks like when I go in and try to update. So I've tried to color code as well. So this little blurb is what would show up on Google. And you've got your links here. So my URL slug is marketing consulting. We've got the blue as the meta description. So that's down here. And again, I was trying to do JRW Consulting and then marketing consulting, and it came out JRW Consulting's marketing consulting. Sounds great, right? But again, just trying to get that keyword in there. And then your title tag. Again, this is what pops up at the very, very top of Google. You can control that. I feel like a lot of businesses don't realize that you can control the title tag. So, for me, because this is a sub page to my home page, I put marketing consulting and then the hash, and then I put, the business name. Does this help to visually see it? And again, keep in mind, this is going to look different for every website hosting platform you use. But if you know the terms, you're going to know what to look for. And that's why that term list is going to be really helpful coming back in. You good? Okay. So again, this is what it looks like when I Googled myself. I've got my about page and my, all the things. Oh, I just realized there's a huge typo. Consultanting. See, it's always good to do this. Again, the process in a nutshell from the user's experience, from the user side. Someone's going to enter a keyword or phrase on Google. And this is, again, maybe it's marketing consultant near me, marketing agency, how to market my business, any of those things. What is marketing? That could be a blog post I put on my website. So once they've made this search, this all happens in nanoseconds, as we know. Then Google is going to come in and it's going to actually look for relevant content to what has been searched. So again, if you're like coffee near me, Knoxville, Tennessee, boom, you're going to see a bunch of coffee shops located in Knoxville. Because their content is deemed relevant to Google. Huge, right? And then the more relevant you are to that search, the stronger your SEO is going to be. Because again, you're relevant. Your website is what people are searching for. Again, when I put in blunt partnership, the only thing that popped up was the blunt partnership. Fumble! I took the batteries out. I'm sorry. Are there any questions on this?
Does it make sense to have more pages on your website to be able to put in more keywords?
I definitely think it has, there we go. I definitely think it has an advantage because, again, remember, in today's world, your website is like your welcome mat. It's what greets everybody, especially your homepage. And so when you have enough content that you can like kind of fill up your homepage, I think that's amazing. And then you start linking out from there. So think of it like if I was doing a rough website homepage outline, top of the page would be like the big keyword and a button to buy. Always have a button to buy at the very top. Write that down. You need to have a call to action at the very top of the page. And then my next section would probably be if it would probably be going into a little bit either about me or about the company, and or it would be like a little blurb about the services. So for me, I sometimes flip those two depending on the website I'm working on. And then again, whichever one I don't use, I'll put services under about or about under services, however I want that to be. And those services all should link out to your services page or to your product page, whatever that is. Easy, done. There's your 2 links right there for internal. Then your homepage, maybe underneath that, I'm throwing in some client testimonials. Maybe I've been featured in, the news or whatever. I'm going to add that right underneath that. So testimonials, again, building that credibility, building like, why are you the expert? And then underneath that, I would do a form, like a capture form to grab emails. Emails are the most powerful thing that we have nowadays, in my opinion. Well, our phones as well. But when you get access to somebody's inbox, I mean, that's chef's kiss. Any other questions? Yeah. For me, I just have been using Squarespace with everybody. All of my clients use Squarespace but me. And so I'm tired of like logging into another. No. I think it's actually limited more in its functionality. I'll be quite honest. If I was picking if I was picking a website platform, hosting platform that I really, really, really wanted, it would be WordPress. Yeah. I was going to say Wix again, and then I was like, no. Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's because it has so many capabilities with integration. So it's so easy to like set it up with ActiveCampaign or I'm assuming Go High Level, but I'm not sure. I haven't looked into that. So that's why I love it so much, is because it has that capability. And then Squarespace is just, for me, I feel like the layout is more modern, user-friendly, is so nice. Like all of my clients can just easily jump in and like do it. So yeah, that would be my recommendation. Yeah.
What is that? Go high level? What is that?
It's a CRM. So it's a customer relationship management tool. I think I said that right. But it's basically how you track your customers. So think of your website as like a lead magnet. And when you have that buy now at the very top of the page, or maybe it's contact me, whatever, you can set that up, that button, to be directly like linked to your CRM. And so all of that information that you collect from that customer will go into your CRM. And then the cool thing about it is that they will nurture the client for you. Like you set up emails and then it's all automatic. So you can basically, like, I actually have customers that I built their whole sales funnel from lead magnet to the very end product. And they're making money in their sleep because they don't do anything. I built it for them. They throw some, social media posts out, and they're just making money in their sleep. It's possible. I know it sounds impossible, but you genuinely can make money in your sleep with a CRM, in my opinion.
So what do you think about using chatbots?
I think it's fine. For me, I think it's another great tool that you can use to, again, nurture your audience without you being there. Plus, it helps your response time, all of it. Yeah. And you can even set up your email system to where it does that for you. So say you send an email, and the main goal of that email is you want to, I don't know, you want to collect, I don't know, donations or something. So the second somebody clicks on the page, on that link in your email, you can be alerted. You can then send another email like after they click, that's like, if they've bought or not, you can be like, don't forget, like, don't forget to buy now, like, don't, like, we need you, support us. And you can do all of that in your sleep. You can you can set it up to where when somebody makes a transaction, an email is sent.
That's available through your hosting partner?
This is available through like Active Campaign or Go High Level. I personally love Active Campaign. It's more of an email system than a CRM, in my opinion. But I've heard really amazing things about Go High Level. And it's probably going to be one that I purchase soon just to figure it out, see what it's all about. But yeah, Active Campaign is also a really good start. Any other questions? Okay. Okay. Your homework. You're going to do some keyword research. Yep, take pictures. Keyword research. Hint. Google your business. Google your business. See what pops up. Use it in Google in a separate browser, so it's not like it knows who you are. But Google yourself. See what comes up. Google your business. That's going to give you a benchmark on what you can do to make SEO optimized changes, because you can see what your competitors are doing. Again, Google your competitors. Google everybody. If you're not on your like competitors' emails, get on their emails. Follow them on social media. Like, you need to know what your competitors are doing at all times, because that's again going to show you how you can optimize to beat them, to go above and beyond. So you're going to do some keyword research. And then you're going to do the high quality content. So now that you have your keyword that you've researched, you're going to actually put it into your website, again, for free, because you're going to be changing it. You're going to be doing all the things. And unfortunately, this hint is you're most likely going to want to completely rewrite your entire website. Sorry, but it's for the best. And then finally, we've got the internal linking. So again, please make sure you have like a button at the top of your page that actually goes somewhere. Like, it's so, so important. And yeah, again, the hint is you can add buttons to interlink your pages.
How often would you recommend rewriting your website?
Don't come after me. But anytime you pick a new keyword, or anytime you know, because you need to refresh every few years or so. I would say when you pick a new keyword, but also Google looks at new pages and refreshed pages. So any edit that you do, you need to, again, don't come for me, but you should honestly be updating your website at least once a month, in my opinion. Yeah. But remember, an update can be a blog post. It can be a client testimonial. It can be a case study. It can be a video. It can be a picture. It can be, you decide. Anything that changes. Obviously, you want it to be SEO optimized, like changes. But again, and then number 4, make sure your Google page or your website is actually connected to Google. Because that is a thing. Google just doesn't automatically find you. You have to tell Google, like, hey, I'm here, raising my hand. So this is like literally a step-by-step guide on how to do it. But then again, you're going to want some, and this isn't like a quick process, by the way. To verify your website, it takes about like a good, I think for my website, it took 7 to 14 days, somewhere within that. But I actually preferred that because I knew I had like a little bit of a buffer before I needed to like actually launch my website, you know. I don't know, guys. I was scared, okay, when launching my website. I know you all are perfect, but. And then before we get into some live editing, I want to remind you that SEO is a waiting game, which sucks. Because you're like, I just rewrote my entire website. Why is nothing happening? It is. But remember, Google has to do its thing to make sure that it's crawling and it's indexing and it's ranking. So it takes time. It's not, you're not failing by not seeing like 3 more people in your traffic count, It's just, it takes time. SEO is not something that you, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think you see results from SEO for about 3 to 6 months. And that's just like me, in my honest opinion. Some people, you've probably been pitched at where it's like, we can make changes in a day and like, it's going to be awesome on Google and all that stuff. I know you get those emails. I get those emails all the time. Oh, it's so annoying when they're like fishing for it. And I'm like, what really annoys me, sorry, total sidetrack, is when they'll be like, I see that you've worked with so-and-so and like, congratulations. We want to offer you SEO. And I'm like, did you not read that? Like, that's something I do. I'm just like, oh, it's so annoying. So annoying, but I digress. Okay. So let's actually practice. Let's actually see on some actual examples. Is Jam and Jams here? Yes. Woo! All right. So first thing right off the bat for me is I would definitely say try to like get the image a little bit higher in quality. It's just, I think you can really do some awesome stuff with that. Let's click all the buttons. That one goes somewhere. That one goes somewhere. I would definitely expand on this section for sure. Again, remember, like, it's not just pictures, but it's words as well, which, again. So, love this. That's stunning. Let's check the button. Oh. So I would add a button there instead of it just like, yeah, so I like the layout. The layout is really nice. You've got your internal links on the home page. Let's go to About Us. Yep. So I think for this one, I would change your URL slug. Because I think if you wanted to do the keyword, I would pick a keyword that really like highlights who you are. And maybe that's Jam and Jams Tennessee. Maybe that's, I wouldn't do family owned because I think a lot of people would do that. And then sprinkle that throughout your content, have it in the alt text. I don't know if I can. How creepy is that? So you see how it, like, again, it all comes back to your socials. So anything you're posting on socials, oh, so creepy. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really, really nice website. I think I would just add little tweaks here and there. Like for me, I feel like this is bold. This body is bold. I would just like unbold it. Maybe that's your font. Make it a little bit easier to read. For me, I don't know about anybody else, but this is a little bit difficult for me to read. But I have terrible vision, so. Yeah, so again, for this homepage or this page, I would change your URL slug. Make sure if you want to go with all jams, that it's, littered throughout. Maybe again, you have like a button up here. Maybe it's a I don't know. Yeah. See, it's good. Yeah, I think go through the topics or the list of on-page SEO, and I think that'll clean this up a little bit and just give you a little bit more structure, because that's really what it is. Again, it's just structure. I think overall, really nice job. I like it. Okay. And we can go like further in detail. I have 5 minutes, so I'm trying to be conscious of everybody's time. Is Keely here? Hey. Okay, so love the button. Okay, so this one I was actually a bit confused with this one. Is it Life Force Fitness or Life Force by Keely? Okay, so I would recommend that you change your domain name to whatever you're going to be rebranding as. Yep. Again, on this picture, I would just enhance it a little bit more. Maybe pick a different picture that's not so blurry. You really want to avoid blurry, pixelated, hard to see anything. Let's take that. Oh yeah, I think I did this and I wanted to bring it to yours. Let's see. Yeah. So it's pulling up an error page for the About Keely page. So definitely, yeah. So you just need a redirect on this page, because your slug is About Keely, but then your actual About page is just About. So you need to redirect the About Keely page to this one, which ChatGPT can walk you through those steps for sure. I would also suggest doing a photo shoot. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely would say, because all of these, like, you know, you can get, like, it's great what you're doing, but like, I also want to see you working with people. Again, building that credibility of like, why should I put my fitness life into your hands? Because that's what you're literally, that's what you're trying to convince somebody. Like, it's literally life or death if you don't pick me. Again, I would just say pick a keyword and stick with it. Again, fitness, services, you've just got services. And then it doesn't really look like you use that. There's not a keyword selected on the page, is what I'm saying, that I can tell. So I would definitely look into that. Oh, okay, this one's not found either. Yes. I think one to start out is really good. Don't overcomplicate it at this point. Like I would say keep it as easy as you can. But if you do use ChatGPT or another tool to look up for keywords, for sure throw those in there. Like, it can't hurt. Yeah, so what I would do is for each page, I would have its very own keyword. So the homepage has a keyword. I recommend your homepage is your brand name or whatever you're going by. About page, again, about me, about JRW Consulting, about whatever. And then yeah, so every single page should have its own keyword, but you also want to keep in mind that you can blog. And like, I know like everybody's like, ew, blogging, blah. pop that into ChatGPT, change it a little bit, like make it sound like you and your voice, and it's perfectly fine. Like, especially if you're in an industry, like you're not here to write blogs, you know? So, and that's it from me. Are there any other questions, comments, concerns? Yes.
So the frequency of keyword on the page, the location of keyword on the page, is there anything else really that the search engines are looking for as far as like algorithm that has a top link to people saying?
Yeah, so those are you can find those on Google Keyword Planner, on Google Trends. Those will help you find like the top ones. And then again, remember you want the one that's most popular, but little competition. Anyone else? Cool. Greg, I think I'll
Rachel,
pass
thank
it back to you.
This is good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, if you've not signed in, please do. There is a QR code. I'll put this back on the back. Pop that, but you will be getting, again, the survey. You will not get the presentation unless you complete the survey. It's the carrot and the stick. But again, I want to thank Rachel for coming, doing this presentation for us this morning. I learned some stuff, and that really was kind of scary when you got on Jan and Jam's page. And all said, wow. Love your mom, by the way. And love y'all's jam.
Yeah.
If you haven't tried Jam and Jams, they rock. They just came out with a new Firefly. Chef's kiss.
Chef's
But
kiss.
anyway, thank y'all. I would encourage you also, if you don't already, subscribe to our newsletter, tsbdc.org. Find our center, subscribe. You'll see upcoming classes that will be offered, not only in Blunt, but in surrounding areas, as well as virtual class options as well. With that, hope you have a great rest of the day. Enjoy whichever winter that we're getting ready to go into the next few days. And feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to meet with you, learn about your business and how it goes. Thank you.
Hey. This is yours. Don't want to forget that. That was good, right? Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Hi. Thank you.
Good job. Oh, that was good.
Yeah. Let me just turn off my recording really fast.
Right now, it's into accounting.